Mr. Levine, about that stellar vision project you mentioned earlier, I want in. Mr. Levine was taken aback for a moment. Are you sure? Once you join, you won't be able to contact anyone outside for at least 5 years. Didn't you turn me down last time because you said you were planning to marry your boyfriend after graduation? As I stood in front of the mirror, I traced the faint bruises and marks scattered across my skin. I plastered a smile on my face and responded, I'm not getting married anymore. From now on, I just want to focus on my study and career. After noticing how resolute I was, Mr. Levine didn't try to persuade me any further. The transport to the base leaves in 3 days. You should use this time to say goodbye to your boyfriend. After all, you two are engaged. I nodded and looked down at the ring on my finger. Tears welled up in my eyes as I thought to myself, yeah, we are engaged. While I was lost in thought, my phone buzzed. I received a message from my boyfriend, Zayne Jefferson. Why aren't you replying? Come out and hang with me. The address he sent was the same bar I had just been to. I didn't respond right away. Instead, I booted up my laptop to double-check my application form. Once I was sure everything was good, I headed out to meet him. What took you so long? Zayne lazily asked as he leaned on the couch. He was obviously upset about me keeping him waiting. I couldn't get a cab, so I had to wait for a bit. I casually made up an excuse. I was about to sit next to him when he wrapped his arms around my waist and ordered, Get up. That isn't your spot. His words flipped a switch, and the room erupted in laughter. That's right, Amelia. That's not your spot. Zayne's childhood friend chimed in with a smirk. You should sit on his lap, not the couch. Everyone else joined in with mischievous grins. Exactly, Amelia. Look around. Our dates are all sitting on our laps. I glanced around and indeed noticed that most of the guys had scantily clad women draped over them. When they caught me looking, the men became even more brazen, their breathing growing heavier and filling the room. Zayne's childhood friend gave me a pointed look while groping the woman in his arms. Don't just stand there, Amelia. Take care of Zayne, too. I didn't say a word, but my heart sank. I recognized these women. They were Hooters girls while I was Zayne's fiancé. Or at least that's what I was supposed to be. I touched the engagement ring on my finger and looked at Zayne, who hadn't said a word the whole time. I was waiting for him to say something, anything. But he just kept his gaze on his drink, acting like he didn't hear the mockery in his friend's words. It wasn't until the room fell completely silent that Zayne reluctantly reached out his hand and half-heartedly comforted me, saying, They're just joking. Don't take it to heart. When I didn't respond, he adopted a stern tone and told the others to cut it out before tugging me down to sit beside him. All right, chill out. I'll tell them off next time. The atmosphere became lively again. I leaned against Zayne, my mind racing, trying to figure out how to break up with him. Just then, the door to the private room swung open, and Yasmin Lambert walked in, dressed in a flowing white dress. Zayne. In an instant, everyone shoved the women off their laps and hurriedly adjusted their clothes. Zayne was no exception. He pushed me aside, rose from his seat, and hurried over to Yasmin. He gently covered her eyes. Yasmin, sweetheart, wait just a second while we clean up. Then he shot a warning look at the others. Well? Hurry up and get these people out of here. We can't have Yasmin seeing this mess. Everyone jumped into action. Some rushed to open the windows while others ushered the women out. One of them even flipped on the bright overhead lights, lighting up the entire room. It was too bright for a place like this, but it did nothing to chase away the darkness in my heart. So, this was what Zayne was like when he truly cared about someone. I suddenly lost all desire to stay. I rose from the couch and got ready to leave. My movement caught everyone off guard. One of the guys hurriedly reminded Zayne, saying, Zayne, Amelia's still here. Zayne frowned and instinctively said, So what? It's not like. He seemed to realize what he'd said and reluctantly lowered his hand that was covering Yasmin's eyes. Then he tried to cover his tracks and explained, Yasmin's still young. She's not used to this sort of thing. She's not like you. I smiled, but it was hollow. He had forgotten that Yasmin was actually a year older than me. But since I wasn't someone who mattered to him, he didn't care about how I felt. I tried to walk around them to the exit, but Yasmin abruptly stopped me and sweetly said, Please don't be upset, Amelia. I'm just here to return something. As soon as her words fell, she opened a small jewelry box to reveal a massive diamond ring. When I saw the ring on your finger last time, I couldn't help but envy you and said that I wanted one too. I didn't think. Yasmin looked at Zayne shyly and chirped. I didn't think Zayne would actually remember and get me such an extravagant diamond ring. I heard it's the kind that can only be custom-made once in a lifetime. I felt bad about it, so I came to return it to you, Amelia. Even though she claimed she was returning it, her hand remained firmly wrapped around the box. It was as if she couldn't bring herself to let it go. I looked down at the plain silver band on my finger, and a bitter laugh bubbled up inside me. We'd been together for 2 years, 730 days to be exact, and all Zayne had ever given me was a simple silver ring that was barely worth $200. Whether in bed or out, I'd always been the bargain option. I took a few steps back and did something I had never done before. I didn't care about Zayne's pride. I pushed open the door and walked out. The atmosphere in the room immediately shifted. Who does she think she is, walking out on Zayne like that? Someone loudly snickered. Zip it. Zayne snapped, glaring at the guy with a dark and stormy expression.